Jinendra. It's always a privilege to join any JPF forum, Jito forum. So Mansaji, I would say, in fact, my wish, and I hope your aspirations actually bigger than that. Maybe I'm sure you're going to do more than what me or Abhishek or Rikhav and many other esteemed people here on this panel have achieved. So maybe what I'm really trying to say is let's set the bar really high. That's something that we should do every few years, and I use the word few years and not few months because it's important that we create measurable goals. I'm not going to go in the process of measurable goals, but see, you don't know what will happen 10 years from now. What you have is pretty much a good control of what will happen 3 years from now. So that's one thing, Mansaji, I'll say. Now I'll come back to Sushmaji's question on there's so much of information that's available. How do we process that information? Maybe I work at Google, so we are also partly responsible for that information overload for everyone.
Yes, you are.
All right. See, why did I talk about goals? Because once we have a good clarity of our goals, more than the clarity of our goals, a deeper emotional connect with those goals, personally, I feel is really important. Then the processing of information that Sushmaji is talking about becomes more effective or efficient. See, it's not about information, it's about how do we process that information efficiently and analyze it in the pursuit of our goals. I'll give you a very simple, my personal example. So at the beginning of 2020, I'm in my 40s now. I wrote down a goal at the beginning of 2020 that in 2 years from now, which is end of this year, I want to be absolutely financially independent, which can give me complete freedom to do what I want to do. It's not likely that I'm going to leave my job at the end of this year, but I want to have options in my life. Once that goal was very clear, it became very important for me to, I'm generally curious, but more curious on what it will take to get there in 24 months and continually process that information. And there was so much information, especially available on net. We can get into details, but specifically processing of information meant then zeroing down on what will really work. And of course, what Abhishek was saying, seeking help from people who've been on that journey.